Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
25! Leopard!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Last stop! Last stop!
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Now a cutoff looking right. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Second and goal from the 1.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
They'll get it up the middle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
And they have that one snuffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one first.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the Steelers set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think they're a screen.
And the pressure gets to him again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack are on their play sheet.
Good job, man. Good job, fellas. Woo!
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey. We got 3. We got the second. Blue 90.
And instead, they want to throw it on play action. And connecting here with DJ Sharp. And down he'll go at the 25. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, when we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
No, check that.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out.
Double tight. 3 down.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. He had the big touchdown run on the first drive and more room to maneuver right there.
And the big guys up front, they're feeling chesty and strong, creating nice openings for him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Gun!
We got to stand up over there.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Leopard!
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on first and goal.
Check. Patriot!
But that close to the goal line, that still
All
definitely
right, now,
hurts.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And his throw here's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they need to come up with something here on third down.
All right, now, Lucky 56.
Tight. Watch left.
Gun! Detroit!
Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Cameron. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits. It's creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Connor. And running right through it. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Run. That's it, baby. That's it.
Regular.
They go play action here on first down. He'll buy some time right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
They run with counter. Now he bowls him over, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, baby, boom!
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
3 down.
Now a first down throw. Lock. And his man complete over the middle. That's Burton. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
New Mike 52, Mike 52.
Wide, 6-3-2, hold it. Gone right.
Check.
Kill.
Crunch.
Reggie.
On first down, Love. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Boom! I see you, boy. I see you.
Now it's counter. And he spins through. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, it's just a little bit too much.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Double tight. 4 down.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's got room. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 79 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. The results for them so far, not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play call?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. He's going to rifle one deep left, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the line.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Monday.
The final shot before the break. Lock. That's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change.
And he's into the clear. He's at the 30, the 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Ravens will lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after him early and try and create a big play to give themselves.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
4 down.
try the right side here. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that'll bring up a third down.
Let's go.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to lean to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in third and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
And they'll run him here. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. And the Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Lott. And Robinson with a big catch. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. And a nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Color.
Hey, we got 3 down.
On 1st and 10, Lott. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
Hey, easy. Gun. Wide. 6.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop it.
They'll try to run it. This is counter. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score's going to stay right where it is. Now the punter Dixon out to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
No. Check. Patriot.
Hatchet.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Wide open receiver complete. And now running right through it. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Leopard.
3 down.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Three down.
Right back to him on first down. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
He looked like one of those guys.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
Check.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Tight right.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
11Z.
Three down.
They start with a give to counter. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down.
Nice hit, boy.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Again, it's counter. Good tackle. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Detroit!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
They'll run it out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Lost
Lucky
2 there,
56.
and it's third down.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down. 52's the mic, boys. 52.
Gun!
He'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. The 40, 20, 10. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Double tight.
4 down.
And they'll go on the ground. Room here to run. Whoosh. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Hey, we got Leopard!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Tight right.
Number 5 with the carry. No deal.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in his zone. Now they'll run it on the toss. There he goes inside the... And now look at this. Big game and fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Dolphins carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard into the 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
The big boys came out to play.
Leopard!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? There's a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Just keeping the play alive. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
Number 84, the new return man.
This will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
We got three down.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Ravens, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.